You prayed and believed your whole life. Never done anything wrong. And here you are. You're the nicest person I know. I am the meanest. You have dementia. My life is perfect. Explain that to me. Sometimes the devil allows people to live a life free of trouble because he doesn't want them turning to God. Your skin is like a jail cell, except it's all nice and comfy. There doesn't seem to be any need to leave. The door's wide open. So one day, time runs out, the cell door slams shut, and suddenly, it's too late. You pray and believe your whole life. Never done anything wrong. Saddest thing is that the people that are most broken and that are hurting and are the saddest are the ones that would do absolutely anything for anyone else. Because they know the pain, they know what it feels like, and they don't want anyone else to have to go through that. But in doing so, they break even more because nobody ever does that for them. It's crazy what a person with a kind heart, what a kind soul would do something for anybody. But all they want is the same thing in return. And they can't even receive it. And it hurts. Because I used to be that person that would give everything. I would give my life. I would give my soul. I would give my heart. But in reality, all I would get back was a broken heart, tears, pain, mental health issues. Because I just wanted somebody to treat me the same way. It's a sad world we live in. You know what? Your lowest point is the doorway to your highest self. For when the heart breaks, something far deeper is taking place than mere misfortune. We often don't realize the value of the darkness until it has passed, for only in the absence of light that we learn to become the light. The human mind seeks comfort, but the soul stirs for change. It longs to grow, not to stay the same. As I've said before, the meaning of life is just to be alive. And yet we resist the very currents that are pulling us into deeper awareness of that aliveness. You're not here to chase happiness like a dog chasing its tail. Happiness is a byproduct of becoming whole. And wholeness requires contrast. Dark and light, sorrow and joy, breaking and rebuilding. So when it hurts, let it hurt. Don't run. Sit with it. Listen to it. And when you finally rise from it, you'll realize the joy was never in the outcome, but in the transformation. Feed the soul, not the ego. Choose evolution over escape. And the light you're searching for will no longer be something you find. It will be something you are. Your core and 100 years of consciousness transference. A century without decay and a century without competition. The gutter rats would beg to differ. The black market's booming with jailbroken soul stems. And how are you so well acquainted with what the gutter rats are partaking in, Torvald? Have you been prowling the meat stacks again? My men are head of security. It's my job to know when neurocore substrates are being abused. Ah, yes, spare me, gentlemen. 97% of living souls run on neurocore wetware. Never in our species' history has an entity overseen such mindshare. If some stray goons or... They're called patchrights. Yes, patchrights. The bastards. If they wish to traffic neural stems, let them. And security will see to it that these strays are neutered.
This is all so tiresome.
Yes. You promised us a curiosity.
My apologies, darlings. Bring him in. An unmodified human, a complete biological baseline, and naturally, your dessert for the evening. Are you still chasing after love? Oh.
On the cross, our Savior said, "Father, forgive them, for they not know what they do." That young man, I forgive him.
Are you still chasing after love? Oh, that's just your legacy code talking. Written for the slower species before wetware could be patched in a heartbeat. You ever ask yourself what they really put in street meat? Hold on, gotta take this. About time, son. You're on a high school holiday. What's the hold up? Keep your lid on, boss man. Just gotta square one last thing. No, fires this time, son. I mean it. Oh, fuck's sake. Why'd you have to blow the depot? You've just gone and rang the corporal's dinner bell. Forget the gear. Get out of there now. Dodie, take this down. Though we had only just met, the two members of Vox Machina, Jumbo, was the wildest thing I ever operated on. You always hit me with the tough ones, don't you? Are you still scared of dying? Don't sweat it. Death's just another carnival right now. So go on, park your soul in the cold storage, rent yourself a shell, and claw your way back to the light once you've had your fill of the void. Even the gun munchers are pinching together enough credits for a ride of the death ridges. Sure, it's just a couple of minutes of flatlining, but that's all it takes to stumble out grinning like you've had a lick of God's teeth. And the tourists, oh, they're a different breed they are. They'll queue up for hours for the blackout booths. I've seen them step inside, drop right down to nothing, then resurrect back up while swearing they cracked the source code, met the creator, stared right into the holy engine that spins this world in circles. Sure, it didn't take long for the coats to sprout, chapels full of cooler tanks, not as worshiping saints who didn't stay buried long enough to stink. But me, nah, I don't kneel, don't have the taste for the other side. It's hard to believe in anything once death itself's just another revolving door. Sticky boys back out like nothing's sacred. Final just don't have the same meaning no more. After all, dying's easy, but staying gone, well, that's a miracle. Are you still scared? Watch the world.
This is the...
What we got going over here, friend? I lost access to my Twitter account. I could have deleted the tweet, and I could have got my Twitter account back, but I refuse to do that. We're not going to complain. Even though we're banned on all these platforms, we really had to develop other platforms, other mediums, to be able to spread our message. It builds our character. The more they push back against us, the stronger we become. We got to get out to the street. Let's make it interesting. Let's make it very provocative.
When you see me
Did you know Avengers?
In 1890, a man named Henry Grebner checked into the Belmont House in Galveston and never checked out. While there, he borrowed his friend's pistol and used it to end his own life. The Belmont House is gone now, but the room still stands. It's part of the Tremont House Hotel. And guests who stay there? They report lights turning off on their own, TVs changing channels, and a low moan coming from the corner of the room. right next to the bed. One person said it felt like someone was crouched beside them, just breathing. Would you spend the night there alone? Follow for more tales.
Someone asked me, what's your biggest regret? I said, trusting the wrong people, believing their sweet words while ignoring their empty actions, thinking they valued loyalty the way I did, giving my heart to people who never planned to keep it, holding on to hands that were already letting go. Then they asked, what's your biggest lesson? I smiled and said, learning to let go. Not everyone is meant to stay. Not everyone deserves a place in my life. Some people are just painful lessons, dressed as love. And once you understand that, you stop chasing people who walked away. You stop breaking yourself for those who never cared. You stop expecting love from hearts that were never capable of giving it. Because the truth is, real loyalty doesn't need to be begged for. Someone asked me, what's your biggest regret? I said,
some truths were never meant to be remembered. Douglas A. Gosselin writes novels forged in silence and pain. Some stories don't just entertain.
Lucifer. Michael. Samael. Metatron. Azrael. Uriel. Gabriel. Raphael. Cherubim. Remiel. Azazel.
A man becomes meaner when he doesn't want you anymore, but a woman becomes calmer when she doesn't want you anymore. Let me explain. These days, men don't walk away. They'll just hurt you enough so you leave, then play the victim like they did nothing at all. He'll trigger you on purpose, so when you finally walk, he can flip it and make it look like you are the problem. But see, a woman gets calmer when she doesn't want you anymore because she gave everything to make it work. But when she decides to leave, it's because she knows you won't change. She already made noise when she wanted to stay, but she didn't listen. She won't leave you for another man. She'll leave you for her sanity, her self-respect, her peace. And when a woman chooses her peace over you, understand, you lost her long before she walked out the door. Man becomes meaner.
What content? He doesn't talk like he used to. Doesn't smile the same. Because life didn't just change him. It hardened him. He's been through hell quietly. No one heard the screams. No one noticed the nights he almost broke. Now, he doesn't beg. He doesn't explain. He doesn't ask twice. He moves in silence, cuts off noise, and watches people more than he listens to. He values peace more than presence, distance more than drama, and silence more than sweet lies. He's not heartless. He's just done being used, done being misunderstood. This isn't the old him. This is what survival looks like. Sharp, silent, and untouchable. He doesn't talk like he used to.
Deep inside every human skull, an ancient creature lies imprisoned. It has no interest in the rules of survival. Its only nourishment is pure pleasure. In 1953, psychologist Olds accidentally found the key to awakening it. Due to a slight mistake, he misplaced the electrode that should have been implanted in the brainstem into the septum of the rat's brain. Something strange happened. When Olds pressed the button to give the rat an electric shock, it happened to be in a corner of the experimental table. After that, the rat became obsessed, returning to that corner repeatedly, as if expecting something. Olds realized he might have inadvertently hit a switch that could directly create a reward within the brain. He refined the experiment by installing a lever inside a box. Whenever the rat presses against it, it triggered a self-electric shock. The result was the birth of one of the most tragic drug addicts in the history of science. The rat went mad. It pressed the lever thousands of times per hour. It forgot food, ignored sleep, and even willingly crossed an electrified grid just to get those repeated intracranial orgasms. It became a prisoner willing to die for pleasure. Without intervention, it would have died of exhaustion from endless self-stimulation. What Olds discovered was the brain's reward center. In a cruel way, it proved that once this primal pursuit of pleasure is awakened, even the instinct to survive can be abandoned. This rebellion in the iron cage was not an isolated case. Years later, American psychiatrist Heath implanted electrodes into the brains of human patients. After receiving the button, patient codenamed B-19 reported unprecedented ecstasy and protested violently when the stimulation was terminated, begging for more. What exactly is this pleasure button that can drive a being to their death? Initially, all clues pointed to dopamine. Scientists discovered that both rats' self-shock and addictive drugs like opium are achieved through the massive release of dopamine in reward centers like the nucleus accumbens. For a time, dopamine was crowned the happiness molecule, and addiction seemed to be the greedy pursuit of the pleasure it produces. However, in 1997, when Schultz pointed electrodes at monkeys' brains, he accidentally uncovered the scam. In the experiment where the monkeys were given juice when the light came on, he found that when they first tasted the juice unexpectedly, their dopamine neurons fired excitedly. But once they learned the pattern, when they actually drank the juice, their dopamine neurons went silent. Instead, dopamine spiked the moment the signal light turned on. If the expected juice didn't appear after the light came on, dopamine levels would plummet, as if expressing neurological disappointment. Schultz realized that dopamine isn't happiness itself, but rather a prediction of happiness. It encodes reward prediction errors. When reality exceeds expectations, dopamine bursts, driving us to learn how to repeat the surprise. Deep inside,
God will test you. Not because he wants you to suffer, but because he wants to build you stronger. Every challenge, every tears, every lonely night is shaping you into who you were created to be. When it feels like the world is against you, remember, he is for you. The confusion you feel, the battles you face, the people who walk away, they're not signs of your failure. They're signs of your growth. He is removing what can't go where he's taking you. They call you weird, but they don't know you were never meant to blend in. You were made to stand out. Your greatest pain is carrying your greatest purpose. Your hardest test is preparing your most powerful testimony. So trust the process, even when it hurts. Because what he is building in you is greater than anything you could ever imagine. God will. The 1950s, a Harvard. Did you know the Bible speaks of some of the most powerful angels God ever created? Let's count down the top 7. Number 7. Best thing I ever did was stop telling everyone what's going on in my life. Not everyone needs to know my struggles, my plans, or my wins. I owe no one an explanation. My silence is my weapon, and my privacy is my fortress. Let them guess. Let them wonder. Let them talk. I don't care. They don't deserve to know what I'm building or how far I've come. I don't need their opinions, their fake support, or their judgments. What they don't know, they can't touch, and they can't destroy. I'm not here to impress or explain myself. I'm here to win, to conquer, and to fly on my terms. My journey is mine, and no one has the right to interfere. Have you ever looked back and realized something? How Earth divide this sky. Attention is like a spotlight. It's really powerful, but it's narrow. If I asked you to count how many passes the players in white t-shirts make in this video, two Harvard researchers found over half of you would not see the gorilla. When you focus intensely on one thing in your life can become completely blind to other things in your life, no matter how blatantly obvious they are. If, for instance, you are going for a promotion at work and really consumed by it, it becomes a lot harder to spot a toxic relationship in your personal life. Even though it's blatantly clear to everyone else, there is a cost to being hyper-focused on a goal, and that's why it's so important to take breaks and reflect on life, because if you don't, you look back on parts of your life and say, what on earth was I thinking? I haven't made this channel to monetize it. Let them plan. Let them gather. Let them dig. But one thing is sure, whoever digs a pit for you will fall into it themselves. That's not a wish. That's a spiritual law. They think your downfall will make them shine. They think your pain will lift them higher. They smile to your face but stab your back in secret. But hear this, God is not blind. He sees it all. And when the time is right, the trap they set for you will catch them instead. Don't panic. Don't fight. Let God do the exposing. Let karma do the job. Evil never wins long term. Wickedness always returns to sender. When you trust God, you don't need to defend yourself. He defends his own. So keep walking. Keep rising. Keep praying. While they dig pits behind your back, God is building a table in front of you. Let them. The 15 Principles of Self-Mastery. Lesson 1. Seek out challenges. The path to self-discovery is not paved with the smooth asphalt of comfort. It's carved step by painful step through the rugged mountains of adversity. Seneca understood a fundamental truth about human nature. We stagnate in ease. We atrophy in the absence of resistance. He famously said, difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. Think of a master blacksmith. Does she forge a sword with gentle taps? No, she plunges the metal into searing fire and hammers it with relentless force. It is this violent, intentional process that transforms brittle iron into a sharp, resilient blade. You are that metal. Your life is the forge.
You imagine that the empath, the one who has borne the pain of others for so long, will strike back with the same cruelty they have endured. But no resentful empaths do not raise the sword. Their revenge is stranger, deeper, far more unsettling. For when the empath finally awakens to resentment, they withdraw their gift. They stop carrying the burdens that were never theirs. They stop offering their light to those who consumed it without gratitude. And that withdrawal, that sudden absence of care, is felt like a death. The narcissist, the manipulator, the selfish soul who once drank endlessly from the empath's well, now discovers the well has run dry. That is the revenge of the empath. Not vengeance through violence, but vengeance through absence, where once they absorbed wounds, they now reflect them back. Where once they gave, they now withhold. And in this withholding, the other is confronted with a terrifying truth. The pain they always avoided is their own, and no one will rescue them from it. This is why the resentment of the empath is so dangerous. It is not a storm of rage, it is silence. It is the quiet closing of the heart's gate, and to those who thrived on the openness of that heart, such silence feels like exile. You see, the empath does not become cruel, they become just. And justice, for those who fear their own reflection, is unbearable. But beware, For the Emperor's tool must tread carefully. To live in resentment is to poison one's own waters. If the empath merely inverts their gift into bitterness, they remain chained to the very oppressors they sought to escape. The true transformation lies not in revenge, but in recognition. You imagine that the empaths.
When you picture everyone's scared of love, dipshit, you learn that in your 20s. It takes a very rare, powerful being to be terrified of happiness. You're dumb. That's why you're not scared to be happy. The smarter you are, the more you know. Happiness is a trap. It can't last forever. Let's say you meet the love of your life. Well, it's still gonna end. It's inevitable, whether by the slow pull of a disease or the shock of loose footing on a hiking trip, whether it be the corrosion of two personalities that reshape each other until they're incompatible, or maybe the old stranger in a bar who says the things that need to be said to that person that night. The point is, happiness always ends. Best case scenario, think about this. Best case is that you die at the same time. Everyone's Dear Heavenly Father, I thank you, not only for the victories, but for the battles that built me. I thank you for the nights I felt broken, because those nights I remain curious and fire within, the fire that can ignite love, inspire greatness, and breathe life into this world. But for many men, that fire has gone cold. The lover archetype is the source of immense passion, emotions, and connection to life itself. It is the ability to feel deeply, to love fully, and to experience the divine beauty of existence. But when this archetype is weak, a man becomes numb, cold, disconnected from himself and those around him. He goes through life like a ghost, watching but never truly living. But when a man awakens his lover, everything changes. The lover. I used to believe that if I was good to people, they'd be good to me. That if I showed loyalty, I'd get the same in return. Life doesn't work that way. Some people will take your kindness for granted. They'll mistake your patience for weakness. They'll use you, drain you, and then act like you never existed. And I've learned that the ones who truly matter will never put me in a position where I have to question their intentions. So I stopped chasing. I stopped explaining. I stopped trying to prove my worth to those who are too blind to see it. Now I move differently. I protect my peace. I choose my circle carefully. And I never, ever beg for a place in someone's life. Because at the end of the day, I'd rather walk alone than be surrounded by fake love. I used to... Chosen ones never blend in. Your spirit knows you were never ordinary. While others were being formed, you were being forged. While they got blessings, you got battles. While they got platforms, you were in despair. But here's the secret hell doesn't want you to know. Your despair was never punishment. It was preparation. Because chosen ones aren't put on display. They're put through the fire. Because those who survive the furnace can carry the flame. There is a reason the enemy fucked with your mind. Why why betrayal hits you harder than most, why you're tired yet unbroken, crushed but never destroyed. For you were chosen, not by man, not by even religion, bloodline, or birthright, but by a God who whispered your name before you were born. There is something embedded in you that hell can't delete. A divine code that screams untouchable. Chosen ones. Sometimes God will engineer transitions in your life. Sometimes he'll push you down roads you never would have chosen for yourself, because he is the author and the finisher of your story. He knows when you won't move unless you're pushed, so he closes the door to push you. He allows rejection to push you. He lets the ground shake and crumble to push you. He even removes something or someone you thought you couldn't live without, just to push you. The Lord watches, knowing you need to take that next step of faith. But when you hesitate, he arranges circumstances to move you forward. And it's only in hindsight, when you look back, you say, thank you, Lord. You closed that door. That person rejected me. I lost that thing I thought I needed. But it pushed me into the path you had prepared all along. Are you a prayer warrior ready to step into the next level of signs, wonders, and miracles? I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna say it one time, and I ain't gonna repeat myself, but I'm gonna make myself loud and clear. The people that bounce back from everything that was sent and meant to destroy them and to tear them down and to thwart the assignment that God has put on their life, leave them people alone. And leave them people alone. Find you something safe to do. Them people is not stupid. And them people got an army of angels walking behind them. See, God has some of y'all looking like the idiots. For real, because y'all be trying to rewrite his signature on somebody's life. And he had y'all looking like a fool every time, in every attempt. When y'all trying to tear somebody down and y'all trying to bring somebody down, it won't work. Every attack, every word, every slander, it didn't work. It only made them better. And it only made you look like the fool in the long run. Find you something safe to do. Leave them people alone. For real. For you and your family's sake. If you know, you know. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Leave them people alone. Them people ain't nothing to be played with. There's a whole lot of other stuff you can go play with. Them people that God has put on assignment, and everything, every attack that was sent their way didn't work and made them actually better, leave them people alone. Them dangerous people. Them people you do not play with. If talking behind my back is the only thing that gives you joy, please go ahead. I don't have the time or energy for small minds and empty words. Gossip doesn't pay my bills, it doesn't build my dreams, and it doesn't take me closer to my goals while you're wasting your breath, spreading stories. I'm using mine to speak life into my future. I'm busy working, growing, and going for the life I want. And that leaves no room for people who find entertainment in tearing others down. Your whispers will never shake me because I know my value. The truth is, you can't stop a person who refuses to stop moving forward, so go ahead. If talking 5 facts about the middle, your life is your story. No one else gets to write it, no one else gets to define it. Every choice you make, every risk you take, every dream you chase is yours. People will doubt you, judge you, misunderstand you, but it doesn't matter. This is your journey, your fight, your legacy. Own it. Surround yourself with people whose eyes light up when they see you coming. 2, slowly is the fastest way to get to where you want to be. And 3, the top of one mountain is the bottom of the next, so keep climbing. I saw the sign the other day. They said, it's your imperfections that make you perfect. And I thought to myself, I said, well then therefore by definition, the more imperfections you have, the better you are? Or my favorite one is, the world is better because you're in it. Now, that might sound like a good message, but in reality it should be a question. Is the world better because you're in it? Right? It should be a question. Has the world become a better place because of you? The idea of a hierarchy, what matters most, is not taught a lot to our kids. There's a big lie out there, and you can have it all. And that's not true. You can't. You have to make sacrifices. Here's a thought-provoking thing for you. Generally, what you do should dictate how you feel, not how you feel with what you do.
That's a good general rule to tell a young person. Another good rule for life, which is self-control is a lot more important than self-esteem. Moving to the opposite. I saw this sign the other day.
7 ways to protect your energy from negative people. They rob your focus, your peace, your power. Here's how to stop them. 1. Stop explaining yourself. They twist your words to feed their drama. Let silence be your defense. 2. Learn the power of a delayed response. You don't owe anyone instant access to your mind. 3. Watch their patterns, not their apologies. Energy vampires always come back wearing fake remorse. 4. Don't mirror their chaos. Control your tone. That's how you keep control of the room. 5. Protect your time like it's sacred. Because it is. And they'll waste it if you don't guard it. 6. Let go without warning. Not everyone deserves closure. Just distance. 7. Work on yourself in silence. The stronger you become, the harder you are to manipulate. 7 ways.
Most people don't have that kind of self-control and discipline. They don't have to. All most people have to do is when the alarm goes off, get up, wash yourself, brush your teeth, eat something, go to work. Do whatever minimal amount you have to do to keep that job. And then when the bathroom breaks and whenever no one's looking, look to your phone, be distracted, come home, watch Netflix, go to sleep, repeat. That's most people. They have family problems, job problems, their car's fucked, something's wrong with their house they gotta fix, they have bills, everything's piling up, people are immensely distracted. Most people,
If you want to destroy me, aim well. Because if you miss me, I won't miss you. I have never hated anyone. I simply excluded from my life those who disappointed me. You talk to me when you want something. I respond when I'm bored. I've accepted so many things that I will never accept again. You can leave my life whenever you want, but you won't come back when you want. I haven't changed. I just opened my eyes to certain people. I trusted certain people too quickly. That was the only mistake I made. I have no desire to argue with anyone. I prefer to walk away because I'm just seeking peace. I'm not resentful, but there are people with whom I prefer not to be in contact. I wish them neither good nor bad.
Discover powerful story. You see, peace is not something you find. It is what remains when you stop searching. The very act of chasing it is the movement that hides it, like trying to catch still water with trembling hands. The more you grasp, the more it slips through your fingers. We imagine peace as a destination somewhere beyond the next success, the next meditation, the next version of ourselves. But peace does not exist in tomorrow. It breathes only in this eternal now. When you give up the hunt, even for a moment, you notice that silence was never gone. The wind still moves, the heart still beats, and the universe hums quietly beneath your striving. Stop seeking, and you will see. Peace is not a prize, it is your nature, waiting patiently behind the noise of wanting. You see, peace is...
the devil is trying to attack you so hard because he sees the light of God shining in you. He knows if you ever step into what God placed inside you, nothing in hell could stop you. That's why he messes with your head. He drags you back to your past. He fills you with fear about your future. He makes you jealous of what others have, so you ignore the blessings already in your hands. But hear this, the devil only fights what he fears. He fears you glowing with God's light. He fears your gratitude, because every thank you, God, in the middle of your storm is a punch to his face. Every praise when life hurts is a reminder he's powerless. So don't fear him, make him fear you. Thank God for what you have. Praise him where you are. That's how you fight. That's how you rise. That's how you win.
I think that the healing.
Some of you ain't blessed, not even because you live alone. You're just too disrespectful. Well, I don't care who they is, I tell them you need to care who they are. Because if you disrespect somebody who God got his hand on, it's equivalent to disrespecting him. Some of you...
5 truths that hurt, but you need to accept them,
because the sooner you face reality, the stronger and freer you become. 1. No one is ever too busy to reply or make time for you. When someone truly wants to, they always find a way. If they keep making excuses, it simply means you're not a priority. 2. A person protects, values, and invests in what matters to them. If they treat you with indifference or keep you as an option, it's because they don't see your worth. They see your availability. 3. When someone leaves your messages unanswered for hours or days, it's not about time, it's about interest. People always find time for what they truly care about. 4. Words mean nothing without action. Anyone can say, I love you. But love without consistency is manipulation, not affection. 5. Between promises, excuses, and explanations, only one thing ever speaks the truth: behavior. Always believe in what people do, not in what they say. And here comes the most important part. Painful truths don't break you, they wake you. Once you stop chasing explanations, you start choosing peace.
It's certainly real. It's using an energy field, a type of anti-gravity effect.
I think I have a responsibility to investigate it.
Somebody was threatening me and said, if you don't deliver the sphere, such and such is going to happen to you. 2 men dressed as policemen tried to take the sphere and suggested that someone somewhere was already trying to take control of it. There have been spheres found before in the United States. Special forces thugs go in and get them, and people have been killed possessing a green beret who was shown several extraterrestrial devices, one of which was a sphere. The object of both of them was a town sphere. And it's such an order as they see symbols starting to appear up above where the else in the screen was. Symbols, the hieroglyphic lettering that was seriously about for those of them. If you want to destroy me, aim well. Because if you miss me, I won't miss you. I have never hated anyone. I simply excluded from my life those who disappointed me. You talk to me when you want something. I respond when 5 truths that hurt.
Witches aren't born on random days. Neither were you.
Life is just one day. You're born in the one day, and you live in the one day. You die in the one day. Everything could happen in the one day. Today is the only life. Yesterday is already dead. Too late. Tomorrow is not gone. Too early. What you are is today. Today is the only life. Today is not the middle part of life. Today is life. It's all. Yes. Therefore, we need to make enjoy or happy every day, not next year. You don't say me, I want happy life. That's illusion. Don't say me, I just want to say, I want a happy day. Once you have a happy day, I think you have a happy life. Life is just one day. What's dangerous is when the universe kick you, and you put on the magic glasses. There's rules that go with it. You can never take them off. You never see things that they're supposed to be. You see things as they are. You can never force nobody else to live.
So if you want to reach across the aisle or, talk to people who disagree with you, how do you expect to do that when you won't acknowledge that they are humans who are the gender that they have transitioned to be?
Face yourself. Not the mask, not the performance, not the excuses. The real you. The man in the mirror when no one is watching. The man who knows where he has been weak. The man who knows exactly what he has avoided, delayed, feared, and justified. Look at him. No running, no numbing, no escape, just truth. And yes, it will sting. It will feel like something inside your chest is splitting open. It will feel like you are losing something. You are. You are losing the version of you that cannot carry the life you are asking for. You cannot become the man you are meant to be and keep the man you used to be. They cannot exist together. One must die. This is the moment where most men turn back. They say, I'll do it later. They say, this is too heavy. They say, I just need time. But time does not make a man. Time only reveals him. The fire is now. The death is now. The rebirth is now. Pace yourself. Your brain produces monthly a substance that the Vatican calls holy chrism in secret rituals. You waste it without knowing. Christos was never a proper name. In Greek, it literally means oil, the same precious oil that your pineal and pituitary glands secrete when the moon crosses the degree of your birth. Carey exposed in his book, God, Man, the Word Made Flesh. Preserve this secretion for 72 hours without alcohol, and it rises through the spine, explodes in potency in the brain, and produces the state they sell as salvation through Jesus. Golgotha means place of the skull. It's not a hill in Jerusalem. It's the base of your skull where the optic nerves cross. The bread and wine of communion, metaphors for this sacred secretion from your body, which they replaced with crackers and juice. Constantine, who boiled his own wife, changed the original lunar calendar. Result, you never get the timing of your sacred cycles right. While popes fast during the correct lunar periods, you pay tithes, thinking you need a priest to talk to God. The illumination you beg for on your knees is being produced right now in your head. Your brain produces monthly You don't need to speak to be powerful. Here are 7 silent ways to gain unshakable courage without saying a word. First, hold eye contact. It's uncomfortable. That's why cowards avoid it. You won't. 2, walk with purpose. Every step should scream, I know who I am. 3, breathe slowly in chaos. While others panic, your calm becomes your weapon. 4, stand your ground. Don't flinch. Don't fidget. Presence is power. 5, embrace silence. Let others fill the air. You dominate with stillness. 6, show up alone. No backup, no crowd. Just you and your strength. 7, take action without announcing it. No warnings, no words, just results. Most will never do this. That's why they stay afraid. You don't need to speak. Soon, you're going to receive what you've been praying for. Don't fold now. Stay steady. Stay faithful. Even when it feels like nothing is moving, remember, it's not on your time. It's on God's time. God doesn't move under pressure. He moves with purpose. While you're stressing, He's already blessing. He's working in ways you cannot see, aligning the pieces, preparing the ground. So keep doing what you're doing. Keep walking in faith. Trust Him, not just for the blessing, but because He is the ultimate blessing. And when your season comes, nothing in this world can stop it. No enemy, no setback, no delay can cancel what He has already written for you. Hold on, the breakthrough is on the way, and when it arrives, it will be so strong, so undeniable, that you will know it was God all along, and the pain of the past will fade in the light of His blessing. When bad things happen, the married ones are thinking of divorce, while the unmarried ones wish to be married. The unknown crave fame, while when bad things happen to seem, the married ones are thinking of divorce. You search for meaning as if life were a puzzle waiting for you to solve it. But life is not a riddle to be answered. It's a song to be danced to. The more you look for meaning, the more you separate yourself from the music. A bird doesn't sing to prove a point. It sings because singing is what being alive feels like. And so long as you keep asking, well, what does this mean? You will miss the simple miracle that it is. Stop trying to capture life with thought. Let it move through you, unpredictable, ungraspable, alive. And you'll see that meaning was never hiding. It was flowing in every moment you refused to name. You search. We are looking for 7 behaviors that make you untouchable. If people feel uneasy around you, good. That's the aura of control. Fear is in chaos, it's respect. 1, you never react. When others lose their heads, you stay silent. In chaos, your stillness makes them dread your next move. 2, you dominate eye contact. You don't flinch. You don't blink. You don't smile. Just unshakable presence until they break before you do. 3, you speak rarely, but every word is iron. Your voice cuts through noise. When you talk, the room goes quiet. Because your words are verdicts, not shadows. 4, you move with precision, slow, intentional, no wasted gestures. You walk like controlled thunder, a storm waiting to be unleashed. 5, you say no without a single excuse. Boundaries solid as stone. No explanations, no apologies, just finality. 6. You vanish when you choose. Unpredictable, elusive. Your absence is as heavy as your presence. They imagine more than you reveal. 7. You never seek approval. Your indifference is sharper than hostility. Those desperate to impress feel small in your shadow. Danger isn't about rage, it's about control. Quiet presence, firm boundaries, and silence that speaks louder than noise. If you found this powerful, share it. You really don't own nothing in this life. This is a rented life. There ain't nobody better than nobody on this earth. You can't take it with you. All I can buy is cars and shoes, a bigger house, more cars.
Let's be honest. You
I got 2 questions for you. What do you do and how do you do it?
Mind is the doorway to your highest self. For when the heart breaks, something far deeper is taking place than mere misfortune. We often don't realize the value of the darkness until it has passed, for only in the absence of light that we learn to become the light. The human mind seeks comfort, but the soul stirs for change. It longs to grow, not to stay the same. As I've said before, the meaning of life is just to be alive. And yet we resist the very currents that are pulling us into deeper awareness of that aliveness. You're not here to chase happiness like a dog chasing its tail. Happiness is a byproduct of becoming whole. And wholeness requires contrast. Dark and light, sorrow and joy, breaking and rebuilding. So when it hurts, let it hurt. Don't run. Sit with it. Listen to it. And when you finally rise from it, you'll realize the joy was never in the outcome, but in the transformation. Feed the soul, not the ego. Choose evolution over escape. And the light you're searching for will no longer be something you find. It will be something you are.
I asked God for love. He broke my relationship. Angry, I said, why? He replied, because I saw their heart, and I heard what they whispered against you behind closed doors. I asked for peace. He sent me storms. I cried, why? He said, storms will teach you how to command your calm and chaos. I asked for strength. He gave me struggle. Frustrated, I said, why? He answered, struggles aren't punishment. They're the fire that unleashes the power inside you. I asked for the easy road. He gave me mountains. Weak, I whispered, why? He said, because climbing builds the strength you'll need for the future I've prepared. I didn't get what I asked for. I got what I needed. Because elevation doesn't come through ease, it comes through endurance. How was it possible that everybody that grew up in the Gen X era, we all experienced the exact same childhood? I'm going to break it down for you. In the summertime, you will leave outside the house early. You can be 8, 9, 10, 11 years of age. You'll be way across town someplace. Your parents isn't tracking you down. They're not looking for you. As long as you at home, by the time the street lights came on. Am I lying? We all woke up on Saturday mornings. We watched these particular cartoons. We watched Jam. We watched the Smurfs. We watched Mr. T. We watched Scooby-Doo. We watched the Looney Tunes. And we ate our bowl of cereal, whether it be Captain Crunch, Fruit Loops, Apple Jacks, Lucky Charms, you name it. We all did. We played in the fire hydrant and we ran behind the ice cream truck because we was trying to get our ice cream. We all had penny candy and we will have $1 or 50 cents and that will last us an entire day, sometimes 2 or 3 days because the candy was actually one sense apiece. The girls played hopscotch. The boys used to always build like clubhouses and slingshots and homemade go-karts and things. We all played tag. We all played hide and go seek. We all used to pass notes in the classroom. We used to always, when we used to try to talk to a girl, we'd ask her on a piece of paper, do you like me? I like you. Yes or no? We all rode in cars without no safety belt on. We used to roll down hills. We used to jump over gates. We used to make homemade ramps jumping on them. The girls used to be outside playing cheers. Old Mary, Mac, all dressed in black. We all played any, mini, mighty, mo, catch a tiger by his toe. If he holler, let him go. Any, mini, mighty, mo. We all played in the sandbox. We all drank from unsanitary water fountains because they was absolutely everywhere in every park in every place you used to pay either a quarter or a dime to make a phone call. Most of the girls had the Humpy mic with the pink seat on it. The boys, we used to play with racing tracks and we used to have the BMX bikes with the mags on. Now there's a million more things that I just can't touch on right now, but isn't it amazing that we all had the exact same childhood? How?
Every planet except one, which is the pyramid planet. There is a planet that's a pyramid. The shape of it is a pyramid. It's turning like every other sphere. You must stop. For reaching the king's dimension is the pyramid star. So once you're at the pyramid star, that means you're highly evolved human being. Pyramids everywhere. They are facing a specific angle to a space star. How did they do it in those days? You needed to have highly evolved individuals who know engineering, who know astronomy, so you know they had high technology that we don't have today. Do they use the pyramid structure on their planets? Some do, but it's not being used anymore as we know it. There are spaceships right now, UFOs, in the shape of a pyramid that are being used nowadays. It's moving like every other sphere, but it's not something that I believe has something for the telescope towards and look at. Want to destroy someone in an argument without raising your voice? Here are 7 silent techniques. Everybody. No grounding. We're not going to ground you because I'll be taking all your time, and your time is the most valuable thing you got. So take your licks. You're not going to get injured. It's going to hurt. And don't yell. Because if you yell, don't do nothing. Licks. Rebel. I can't. I hate.
I want you to know that God's word is powerful. Hebrews 4 and 12.
If you want to be wealthy and happy the rest of your life, just learn this lesson well. Learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. I have found in my experience that income does not far exceed personal development. Now, sometimes income takes a lucky jump, but sure enough, unless you grow out where it is, it'll usually come back where you are. Life has strange ways. If somebody hands you $1 million, best you become a millionaire quickly, so you get to keep the money. Otherwise, sure enough, it'll disappear. Somebody once said, if you took all the money in the world, divided it up equally among everybody, it would soon all be back in the same pockets. Success is something you attract, not something you pursue. So instead of going after it, you work on yourself. Personal development. Because true happiness is not contained in what you get. Happiness is contained in what you become. You want to be wealthy and happy, you can call it God, you can call it the nature, you can call it the universe, no matter what. This force, this power, does not make mistakes. God is not putting you on this earth incomplete. What He's putting on the earth is existence. He's granting us existence. Yeah, and afterwards it starts that we have concepts. We start thinking. We start having ideas about how this life is supposed to be. If you are not successful, It's not the life. If you don't have many cars, it's not the life. If you don't have many friends, it's not the life. Well, no, this is all human ideas. You came into the earth right from the beginning. You have been complete. You can call it God.
Taking the deep, but sometimes the difficult road is the way that you should configure your life. For example, getting married and having children is a difficult but deep decision that I hope every single one of you make at some point in your life. However, the culture will tell you you might not have as much time to yourself. You might not be able to travel the world. You might not have as much money. All of those things are true. And your answer should be, so? I want a deep and meaningful and purposeful life, not an easy life. You see, we as conservatives make a decision to live a more adventurous life. That will come with difficulty. That will come with opposition. But when it's all said and done, who is happier? You are a happier group of people. You have more joy. And it's because you are fighting for something and for ideas, and you are doing something that is bigger than you. Taking